I didn't eat pap. Then this thing came up. When it came up, then I was like, I wanted to vomit now. I went to toilet to the tub. Then when I vomited, I didn't even struggle vomiting. I vomited, the snake came out. When it came out, it was so healthy and it had got power to run around.
Yellow viewers, welcome once again to another episode of African Confessions HD right here on Extraordinary Africa. If you're still new, in this show we publish lifetime confessions from different people. Usually we post anonymously for their own safety reasons. Without wasting much of your time, let's go straight in our first confession.
Hello, brother. Hello. How are you? I'm fine. I just want to confess how God has fought for my life, how I was saved. I'll start with my life when I was young till now. It's like this, my mother was married to my father, and she've got four girls, kids. So me, I was the third one. Then my father died when I was 4 years. My mother went to his place. When she went to his place, then my mother left me with my uncle. Then my other three sisters, my aunties, shared, and the other one took the other one, and the other one took the other one. So we grew up separated. So after then, my mother was like, she was working in the as a housemaid, you see. When I grew up with my uncle used not to be there again. He used to go and leave me with a wife. So I grew up with her wife. So it was like this. When I was young, when my father died, I used to dream my father coming to me. My father would be angry, want to hit me. My father will come and running. Every time my father would want to come to me and kill me, then I'll run away and go to the other next door neighbors. These next door neighbors used to go to church, these white garments church. Used to go there. All the time when I dream my father coming angry for me, I'll run to the next door. If I go there, he won't come in. So it was like my life till I don't know how many years, from when I was 6 till I went to secondary school. It was like that. And this thing stopped when I located to another place. So this thing stopped. I located to my grandma, the father side where she was staying. So I went and stayed with my grandma. So this thing just stopped. But when I was at home, where there is my father's grave, my father used to hunt me so much, and sometimes he will run. He want to catch me, then I'll run. When I run, then at the end of the when I run, then there'll be the end of the land. Then the land will be going down. Then I'll fall like down, go down, down, down. So every time I was dreaming same dream till I relocated to the township. And when I went to the township, life didn't become that easy. So I stayed there. It was fine, but sometimes these grannies, they've got their favorite granny. So my granny used to have her favorites granny she liked. So it was like that. But when I went to town, I started seeing my mother. My mother came and see me. But my mother, she didn't have a nice place to stay with us, so that's why she didn't take us. I can understand. So I stayed there. When I stayed there, it started again. I would dream like fighting with people, but not my father now. I grew up like that with the bad dreams every time, and sometimes if I dream for somebody else, that thing used to be true. Then after that, that's when I went to work for somebody. Then I used to go and work for them to be a maid while I was small. My mother used to find jobs for me for being a maid. Then I'll work. And after that, I get pregnant. I don't know how. And I was so quiet, and they used to trust me so much. I was so quiet. I get pregnant. For the first time, I slept with a man. I get pregnant. By then, I was 19 years. I get pregnant, and my uncle threw me away. My granny used to stay with another uncle who was older than all of my uncles. So he said I must go away, and I went to stay with my mother. When I was staying with my mother until I get birth, I delivered my child. Then after that, my uncle called me and said, you must come back home. Then I went back. When I went back, the problem now, I was dreaming about the water. I go inside the water. I will dream inside the water every time. I will dream will be inside the water. That thing was making me become scared, because when I was inside the water, I would see some of the things like snakes, everything. Then I would get scared every time. After that, my mother used to go with me to the witch doctors or the prophets. So when I went to the prophets, they said to me, I've got a snake inside my stomach. Then I didn't trust it. I thought maybe these people, they were lying. And my life started not going. When I go to work, I would stay like 2 months, 3 months. They would just throw me like that. When with the neighbors, they just come, you say this, you say that. Everybody's fighting with me for no reason. And then I went to do my nails aid. When I went to do my nails aid, I worked them. And it was like that again. I just lost my job like that. After that, I get married. My mother then died. My mother then died when I was doing my nails aid. After that, after 3 months or 4 months, I get married. When I get married, I was wedded. So, but it wasn't like I'm happy, because my husband was fine at first, like 6 to 7 months. Then she started being rough to me. He used to abuse me. He beat me so much. But the only thing, he was good. He will buy the food, everything is in the house, everything. He will do everything. He will beat you while you full. You ate the food. He will give you the money and beat you. He was so abusive, and he was so like mood. Sometimes he want to talk, sometimes he doesn't want to talk. I stay there. I didn't have anyone to tell. And I went back to the prophet just to know what's going on with my life. Then they told me the same story. You've got a snake inside your stomach. This snake just is the one telling the person who put the snake that now you married, now you got the job, now your things are going. Then she blocks. She doesn't want to see you happy. This thing started when we were young, but you don't know. Then I tried they try to help me, but it doesn't help. I go there and there, it doesn't help. Maybe it can go and it can be right like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then it will start. The rest of my life was all tears. So when I saw it was like that, then I left my husband. When I left my husband, I told him, I don't want to stay with you. Now we had 2 kids with my husband. Then I told him I just want to relocate to another country, because I don't want to stay with you. You are abusing me so much. Then my husband found the money for me to go. So I just saw that exactly he doesn't want me to stay with him. So I just left. When I left, I came to this another country. At first, life was a bit hard, but it went and became fine. It was a bit hard. So one day, I used to dream a lot. One day, I dreamed that I must go to the church. This church was ZCC. So I wake up early in the morning. I went to the ZCC church. Then I didn't know the church. I didn't know where is it. I just went asking people, do you know where is this church, until I reached there. Then at first I wanted to be baptized. I didn't want anything or else to pray for me or what, or to prophesy. I just wanted to be baptized. When I get there, they said, oh, you late, they're gone. So next week when I come, I went to my periods. They said you can't enter when you're in the periods. I just asked them. Then the third week I went, then I was baptized. When I was baptized, then I started to, I just wanted to be in church, not prophecy or whatsoever. I didn't even mind. I just wanted to be in church. So when I started the church, when I was in church, then the other prophet told me, you have got the snake inside your stomach. This snake is the one making your life miserable. Now I'm starting to think this thing is real. What must I do? Then I started to drink that tea. By then I had a job and I lost it. So after 2 weeks, I entered the church. After 2 weeks, I joined the church. Then I got a job. When I got a job, then it was fine. At first, I worked there like 4 months. Then after 4 months, that lady said I stole the money. It was like that. But she didn't throw me out. She just took my stuff, everything, and she said, where are you going from here? Then I just talked to another friend from my church, and I told her the story. Then she said, you can come and stay with me. Then she was staying in a complex. Then that lady took me nicely and all my stuff. Then I went to that lady. She left me there. This thing started when I was working. Two of the ladies were hired. So the business was going down, but when I came, the business was going up. So nice. So that other lady was a Malawian. So she said, no, I don't want the job, it's hard. So she left me alone. I worked so hard. Then the job was too much now. Then I said to her, there was another lady who was suffering. So I said, please, can you hire this so she can help me? The problem started when she hired this lady I told her about. She just threw me out. So after that, I stayed with that lady. When I stayed with that lady, I started to get piece jobs there in the complex. So I got 2 jobs. Then I worked. That lady started being jealous. She said to me, you came now, how did you get the job? Or you waking up early, you praying. I used to wake up like 12:03 and pray. You praying, you wish, whatsoever. Then she threw me out of the house. When she threw me out of the house, the other lady who was staying in the same house, she said to me, no, come stay with me. Then when I stayed with that lady, the same day I stayed with that lady, I dreamed her grandmother saying, you are welcome. Then I stayed there. Then I got another job. So now I had like 7 days. 7 days, different places. I'm working now. I can do my own things. I can pay my own rent. I didn't used to have too much boyfriend because by then I was not fine with this abusive I had. So after that, I went to church. I kept on going to church. Every Sunday I used to go to church. I used to go to Moria. I used to go wherever the churches, Mpoho, whatsoever, I used to go. And after that, one day, the other pastor said to me, no. I went there with my coffee. Then he prayed for the coffee. He did the coffee and gave me inside a bottle and said, you must, at 3 o'clock, you must go. I don't know what to call uphalaza. Uphalaza, angazi uphalaza ukuthi what do we call in English. Then he said, you must do this thing at 3 o'clock at night. I used to do it, but then he said you must do it. Then at 12 o'clock, you must drink the tea. On 3 o'clock, you must wake up at night and palaza. I don't know what you call in English. Then after that, I drank the tea at 12 o'clock at night. Then when it was 3, I wake up. I wanted to go vomit. So I just felt something on my throat. Something. By then they used to tell me, don't eat meat. Don't eat things with too much oil. Because this thing, when you're eating sweet things, that's what it's eating. So you mustn't eat. Just eat like cabbage without oil, without too much salt. Don't eat nice things like biscuits, or like whatever you can think of nice things. Don't eat white bread. You must eat brown bread. It is like that. So I used to eat like even porridge. I used to eat this mabele one. Then when I was like that, then I was saying, is it pap? But I didn't eat pap. I wasn't eating pap. I just eat the porridge when I'm sleeping. I didn't eat pap. Then this thing came up. When it came up, then I was like, I wanted to vomit now. I went to toilet to the tub. Then when I vomited, I didn't even struggle vomiting. I vomited, the snake came out. When it came out, it was so healthy and it had got power to run around the tub. Joe, I was so scared. By then it was 3 o'clock. I was so scared even to touch it. I was so scared. This thing was living inside my body all these years. Joe, I just left it, and bit by bit, it was like it's losing the power. It can't run bit by bit until it's died like that. Then I took it with a tissue. I go put it in my table. In the morning, I just showed my landlord and said, see what happened to me, what I removed in my body. And since then, I don't want to lie. My life is going. I'm not saying I've got too much money or what. I don't have too much money. I'm like everybody, I'm normal. But now even I was working like days. So the other one said to me, I'm taking you permanently. After 2 weeks, then I was working permanently. Even till now, I'm working. I'm fine. I can't say I'm struggling the way I used to. And now people like me. Even men, when I go around, it's like now I can choose who to. And by then, I used to have a boyfriend like a Zulu one. But don't mention. I used to have a boyfriend. Then this boyfriend used to come. Sometimes he doesn't come. She was like that. So after I vomited the thing, everything started to be fine. Even till now, I have this boyfriend, and he likes me so much. He doesn't even shy. He's not shy going with me. Whenever we're going together, everybody must see that hey, girlfriend, I'm living a nice, happily life, because I used to cry. The rest of my life, I used to cry. But now my life is fine. I can't say it's that I got too much money, no, but it's fine. I cry once in a while, you see, because that's life.